king of stolen cars, Kwabena Edubuahin. Now, he used to be the boss of the National Signals Bureau. This is the guy. My brother, my sister, he's also a businessman. He's into fertilizers and such other things. In fact, he had served under the NPP as a security person. National Signals Bureau is another wing of national security in our country here. Now, accordingly, and not just from any source, but sources strong enough to be considered elaborate. Now, the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayini, was the first man to finger out Kwabena Edubuahin as a criminal, an alleged criminal. What were the charges? Number one, this gentleman here was said to have opened some accounts very similar to the name of the nation and diverted money that was supposed to go to the nation to his personal accounts. Can we explain that better? Now, the name of the account is so similar to the official name of the Ghanaian account, the legal one. So anytime money was supposed to go into the national account, it was diverted into his private account. He's called Kwabena Edubuahin. That was one of the accusations against him, and he made millions out of that. He was in charge of the National Signals Bureau, and therefore he worked with the internet. He worked with the signals, and he was able to provide internet services by himself for the state, and the money came directly to him when the state should be providing internet services. Can we explain that better? My brother, the national security and almost every facet of the Ghanaian business demands the need of what is known as the internet. So, instead of making Ghana provide the internet service and make the money, he stood in the shoes of Ghana, privately provided the internet that his outfit needed, collected the money, and pocketed it himself rather than making the money go to Ghana. Diversion. And above all, right now as it stands, the FBI has figured him out as the king of stolen cars. Ghana's king of stolen cars. Kwabena Edubuahin. He's a son to a historian who not so many people respected. I didn't respect him at all. My brother, my sister, Albert Edubuahin. He became a flag bearer of the NPP several years ago. He wrote a history book that was condemned all over Ghana and beyond. In the history book, he made the Akan people look better than any other ethnic group in Ghana, just because he himself was Akan. So people actually accused him of bias. And the schools stopped using Edubuahin's books because they were biased. And they made the Akans look like they were the only ethnic group in Ghana. The Ewes were not happy. The Gushis were not happy. The Sisanes and the Dagombes were not happy. The Fantis were not happy. The Achims were not happy. He was just out there to glorify the Ashanti. And as a historian, you have to be able to tell the story accurately. That was how he lost his academic laurels as a true historian. There was a point he stood for the presidency of this country and lost. And he ran back into England, where he was a professor teaching in some of the universities there. My brother, my sister, even though he belonged to a political party called the NPP, the New Patriotic Party. There was no iota of patriotism in him. He didn't believe in Ghana. He only believed in the Akan. And even with that, he had to go out there to ply his trade. I remember in those days, Jerry John Rawlings said, we are here to make history for the historians, the so-called historians, to write. And this time, write it accurately. And he was referring to Albert Edubuahin, the father of this young man that we saw. My brother, my sister, now according to Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayini, my brother, my sister, the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana, and also the boss of IOCO, Economic and Organized Crime Office, the man of the moment, his name is Raymond Archer. This guy is a very dirty criminal, and he is the kingpin of all the stolen cars in Ghana. Now, according to IOCO, the gentleman here has made himself so rich by using official office, national office, and at the same time, he has been involved in so many illegalities. The interesting bit is that he is also, in fact, a Christian. He preaches in church. Aside that, he's an elder in church. My brother, my sister, he's married.
Greetings, family. I hope you are watching the video, and you see at the end of this video there is some secret code that I am going to decode from this Black Rasta video concerning Edubuahin, the stolen cars, the stars involved, his church activities, the position he has been given in these churches, and how Africa operates on these criminalities or these illegal activities internally, externally, and furthermore. So before I'll decode all this code for you, let's just finish watching the entire episode. So when you are watching this video, I would like you to join up some point, especially the church activities, the stars involved. I mean, when I talk about the stars, that's the celebrities. You see, he will be mentioning someone's name like Sarkodie, Shatawale, and one Jamaica artist. So at the end of the video, we are going to decode all these ones for you. Please, before we continue watching, please do me a favor by subscribing to the channel and hit on the bell notification, so that anytime I upload a new video, then you get it. Then we move on. Let's just continue the video.
A young lady by name Angela. And Angela is a woman who holds a British passport. In other words, she's British. My brother, my sister, he owns houses, several of them in Ghana and several more in England. This young man here, my brother, my sister, right now, the FBI has come out. And the FBI has said that its lenses have been on this gentleman for some time now. These are some of his properties, my brother, my sister. He has houses, so many of them. In fact, when Nana Akufo-Addo was told this story about how much this gentleman has in terms of property, he went red like red ketchup. He couldn't believe. Not only Nana Akufo-Addo, not a single Ghanaian believed that this gentleman here, looking so innocent, preaching the Bible every time, running to the church every time as a church elder, would ever be accused of any of these things. First, they denied that they had stolen cars. Under pressure with information from the FBI, they agreed that they bought only one stolen car. Now, the person they bought the car from, one Philip, came out and said, hey, Philbro does not sell stolen cars. When the car came into the country, you did due diligence as an investigator and a national security person and realized exactly where the car was coming from. You did every due diligence before buying the car. Why are you now coming out to say that the car is stolen? If it's stolen, then you knew from the start that the car was stolen. But even more interesting, my brother, my sister, is the fact that it's not just one car. According to Iyoko, this man has imported over 100 cars into the country, and they are all stolen cars, including some of the cars he rented out to Shatawale. Shatawale was introduced to him. They struck a certain acquaintance, and they realized that, hey, this guy has a lot of different cars coming in. So once in a while, let Shatta pick one or two of those cars, flaunt those out, tease his music opponents and Nigerian opponents, and tell them that, you know what, these cars are my cars. But a lot of them were actually coming from a Dubois stolen car garage, according to Iyoko. My brother, my sister, he did it for a long period of time. And you know the kind of cars he was bringing in, the stolen cars, not just any kind of car. You know which cars they were? Watch this from Ghana Web. Hey, watch. Edubois Enterprise Dreams Limited sold stolen cars from North America. What kind of stolen cars were they? The Economic and Organized Crime Office, Iyoko, has given details of the companies operated by former Director General of the National Signals Bureau, NSB, Kobna Eduboahin, in what they have described as a sophisticated criminal scheme linked to the 49 million Ghana cedi of the Bureau's funds. The former director is accused of misappropriating. In a witness statement cited by Ghana Web, Iyoko's investigator, Frank Marshall Cromwell, said that they found that all the companies, Advantage Solutions Limited, the company of Edubois and his wife, and the fourth accused in the case had shares in, were either non-existent or engaged in criminal activities. He said that one of the companies, Advantage Solutions Limited, had shares in Enterprise Dreams Limited, a car dealership, rented and sold vehicles that were stolen from North American countries. He also indicated that the remaining companies, including Vertex Solutions Limited, Vertex Properties Limited, only exist in name, but never on the ground. Dash it away. Now, Iyoko also specified exactly what kind of cars, exactly what kind of cars were brought in. And that's it. Clear. Iyoko warns public against buying suspicious Honda, Ford, and Range Rover models. These are the delicacies of Kobna Eduboahin. When he's bringing in stolen cars, my brother, my sister, using his power as the boss of the National Signals Bureau, these are the cars that my brethren looks out for. And he's been able to link up with some criminals, sell the cars to them, and most of the time, the warning might just be, if you happen to be caught, tell them that you bought it from the street. The street is not a human being. The street has no name. The street, once it's not a human being, cannot issue receipts. The street, as long as it's not a human being, has no face. My brother, my sister, and that way, this car here goes for about 1 million American dollars. But because you are buying it from the street, that has no face, that has no nose to breathe, that does not issue receipts, will give it to you up to at about 40% the price. Pay 400,000 and take it. But if you are caught, please Tell them that you bought it from off the street, because it's a deal. My brother, my sister, that is the deal most of the time. My brother, my sister, this is the king of stolen cars in Ghana. His name is Kwabena Edubuahin, according to Iyoko, and also the Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Akuritinga Ayine Dominic. Now, my brother, let us get a little bit more serious. How are these cars stolen? Sometimes violently. You are stopped, shot and killed, and the car taken, like in the case of the yellow Lamborghini that Shatta was driving. FBI became very more interested in this case because, one, somebody lost his life, and two, some $4 million American dollars was also tied around the whole caboodle, and FBI had to unravel that mystery. That's why their eyes are so red. Sarkodie has been engaged in it before. He bought a certain car. It was said that it was brought in from Togo. Bring the receipts. Come, let's talk. They talked about it, and then they investigated it, and everywhere went cool. But in this case, it doesn't look like it is something that is going to die out anytime soon. Because, one, FBI is super interested in Edubuahin. If Edubuahin is busted and busted properly, then they will be able to trace a lot of other people, maybe a car stealing mafioso in North America, and be able to grab some members, if not all of them. That is how the FBI operates. Some church elders might also be roped in, and as the days are going on, open your eyes, you would see. Those who have benefited, the churches who have elders engaging in stolen cars and criminal money laundering, and they have benefited from these criminal activities. If they bought 2 chairs for the church, if they helped build some part of the church, if they bought 2 cartons of anointing oil, using stolen criminal money, my brother, as for swallowing the udala seed, it's not a problem. But when it comes to releasing it in the bathroom through your anus, that is where you would see your smoothness level. My brother, my sister, Ghana's king of stolen cars, Kwabena Edubuahin, his lawyer is fighting tooth and nail. And the way the case is going, one person has already pulled out of it to look for a different lawyer. They denied that they were not stealing any cars. But it came out that at least they have agreed that 1 car sold to them was a stolen car. My brother, my sister, right now, the easiest way to explain buying any stolen car is, oh, I bought it from the street. What's the name of the person you bought it from? Oh, I don't remember. How much did you buy it for? I don't really remember, but I think it's around this. Do you have any papers? My brother, my sister, most of the time, there are no papers. Because as they start investigating the papers, they will direct them to whoever shipped the car in. And in this case, the guy is in jail. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And I'm happy about one thing. If we say there's so much crime in our country, and we truly want to fight crime, then we have to be blind to all eyes, all faces, all humans. We should just look at crime. What does Black Rasta mean by this? We don't have to look at who we know and temper justice with mercy. In that case, we will never be able to fight corruption. As I'm speaking right now, a Jamaican artist has just had his car seized. Find his photograph. It's called Christopher Martin. Christopher Martin, reggae artist, Jamaica. A couple of days ago, The Jamaican police had to descend on him and seize a luxury car the same way that it was acquired right here in Ghana by Shatawale. According to him, he bought it from the streets. In fact, and his excuse is that it was shipped into the country legally. In fact, he had the customs papers. And when the question was asked, who shipped it in? That was when the FBI got even more interested. Now, the bad news is this. The FBI is not leaving any stone unturned. Once Ghana has already signed a deal, and that is what Raymond Archer has done. Iyoko has signed a deal, international deal, my brother, my sister, and they are supposed to bring out all the people that FBI requests to have. Same way, if they also request America and some other places to bring these people out, they are obliged to do that. The bad news is still coming. And the bad news is this. My brother, my sister, Ghana has become the hub for stolen cars in the whole of Africa. If you want stolen cars to buy, quality stolen cars, is Ghana, according to the FBI. It's giving Ghana a very bad name because of people like Kobna Edubuahin, allegedly. This is Christopher Martin. He granted an interview a couple of days ago. He said he was just outside having fun when his mother called him and said some police people had come knocking on his door. And when he came, he asked the police what it was. And they said the car that he had, the luxury car. In fact, there were issues on that. It was tracked all the way to Jamaica. And that car, FBI was interested in it. My brother, my sister, a lot of Jamaican artists evade tax. But in this case, this is a stolen car. A car that was acquired also with stolen money. How can we wipe our name from off the radar of the FBI when it comes to stolen cars? We have to keep it clean. The customs authorities would have to be able to open their eyes critically. And at the same time, when the car is about to be registered, DVLA and all other such registering bodies would have to go deeper into how these whips, as they call them, were acquired.
All right, thank you for staying with me up to this point. You see, when we talk of church services linked to those criminalities, this our modern society, or over here, mostly over here in Ghana, when you are rich, whether you are doing the negative stuff to get your money, or you are being rude in church, inhuman, whatever, so far as you have the money, no one cares. You can be in a position, you being the pastor, they don't care. That's Africa for you. And you see, always I've been making this statement that as a youth, if you are a youth in this country and you don't stood up for our leaders to do the right thing, you better not think of being successful like those people, because they have ways and means that they have to make that money. What I mean is, they have a negative way of acquiring those riches, because how our system has been designed, if you are a young guy and you want to move on the right channel to be on a successful channel or a successful journey, it's hardly for you. So like always, I keep on saying, almost 80% or 85 to 90% of our rich men have a negative or a dirty way of making money. And ever since I've started preaching this message, Now is the time that most of us have to understand what I mean. Because look at someone like Shatawale, and assuming you are dreaming like Shatawale, so you want to buy a Lamborghini that's worth over something US dollars billion or million. So you saw Shatawale with yellow Lamborghini, you want to acquire some. Look at the procedure, the way he was connected with this Adu Buahen, according to Black Rasta and Yoko, the most wicked and criminal politician in Ghana over here. We have so many wicked and criminal politicians in our country, but for now, he is the one on the news, and according to them, he is the most wicked and criminal politician in our society for now. So how do you connect yourself to these criminal people? You have to be in a criminality activities before you've been able to be connected with them. And those so-called pastors and those people, those even with those traditional police with high amount of money and others. You see, I'm talking from experience because myself, I'm a traditional priest, and sometimes if I don't consider my background and the kind of energy that I've been moving with, and if I have to go with their way, I have to also do those criminalities by taking money from people, unnecessary amount of money from people with different idea. You have to bring this, you have to bring that, you have to do this, you have to do that, and bringing this money, doing that money. You see, that's how our society is going. Until we get a better leader that will fix this system so that you do your work diligently, and it should be like pay as you go. Then you can achieve your goals without doing any negativity or criminalities. If not that, my brother, you better forget it. Yes, so there's some spiritual herbal center. You see, I'm not fluent in English, so sometimes we try also to practice the English language a little bit. By this channel, mostly what we do is our local language, P. That's the one that most of our people can understand. And I have another channel that is called Mother Africa. As for that channel, I'm going to try whether the haphazard English or whatever, we just try and upload some English and with our local one. For that one, we don't speak our mind. We only posted the thing how it is with a little bit reaction, or we just introduce you to the video. The video that we are about to play is this and that, then we post it. But for here, we speak as an activist, as a Pan-Africanist, and we are fighting for the better of our nation and a whole Africa. Let's enjoy this advert. Then after that, watch me again on my next episode.
Ano kwamo mianka na awodi nipa pina ekwa tete mu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo wo mo yade se wo mbe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tise stroke gonorrhea anaba ma wale mre e wampamu low sperm count wo mo wano aduro tatahwe ene je sam ne se saba ne sunsumu nsama wo mo tenete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne yade amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane court case wo betu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene be fo bokofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom samosini ene enzimani ekabom dia sunsumu niama asie betu obi age wukunu anasa woyere awaresem adwuma sam akwantuom nsam ni nyina ayasuma sam fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan of
New Koforidua ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region. My number I didi juma no 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421.
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. You be do us some amount.